Now, from the University of Okoboji, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee.
Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. Cloudy, windy, little humid out there.
Looks a little rainy. Go figure.
And I look a little windy.
Ditto.
Yeah. Very dry, stay with me, of course. And you just had this last weekend, finally, after one postponement due to weather, you had your cemetery walk in the Okoboji Cemetery in Arnold's Park.
Yeah, and it was absolutely a perfect afternoon for it. There was a breeze coming through, the sun was out, and we had a plethora of people. I had to use that word again.
Very good.
Yeah, and our actors were just fabulous. Folks got to be with Zeke Wilson, Wesley B. Arnold, R.A. Smith, Bessie Jones, and Hattie Elston. Yeah. And they played their roles so well. And it was just a magnificent day. You'll be seeing more of these, Jeff.
Good.
You really will.
What a great way to learn. You feel like you're firsthand with those historic members of our community.
And there's so many of them.
Yes.
There's so many of them. And I just feel, we're all about bringing history to life here at the Dickinson County Museum. And I think we really did in the flesh on Sunday. And we've had so many positive comments about it.
Good. And the actors had a good time.
They had a good time. And they look sharp in their outfits.
Yeah.
And
saw the picture. Yeah. And did I see, did Jonathan Reed, did he find out the background on the name Zeke?
He did.
Yes.
Zeke Wilson, the name Zeke Wilson, his real name was Harry Melvin Wilson.
Right.
And we searched to figure out how he got the name Zeke. Jonathan came through with a newspaper article on Monday, and it turns out that Zeke's dad had an old phonograph record, and there was a song about a guy named Zeke and a guy named Zeb, and so Zeke's father became Zeb, and Zeke became Zeke, and Zeb's father went back to his real name, but Zeke was always
Zeke. Is that a neat thing to discover?
Yeah. And what was fun about Zeke Wilson, he was played by Bill Moss, who was a good friend of Zeke's.
Yes.
And a lot of folks that came through remembered Zeke and were able to add to the stories, and that made it even better.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to the next time you do it, and the historic figures that you'll be bringing to life again.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to. It was a fun day.
So that means today we're talking about something else other than that, and is there a picture of it right behind me?
There certainly is.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons we're talking about Her Majesty the Queen is that the museum is doing a live cruise tomorrow night on the actual Queen, the Queen too, I might add.
Yes.
At 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And so we thought it'd be a good time to talk about the Queen and the other steamboats that plied the waters.
What not tell about the cruise itself? Are you going to be narrating, or so how's it going to work?
Hey, you know me well enough, Jeff.
That was just one of those questions. It's like, I'm going to throw this out. I already know the answer. Bam, there it goes. Yes, I will be. Yes.
Well, let me tell you first. In a past life, I did history cruises on the Queen. I both did the cruises, and I set up other people to come and speak on the Queen. And this was, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that, and I just loved it.
Yeah.
And so when we were asked to do history cruises this summer, I jumped at the chance because it's really fun to do. So I'm doing the one tomorrow night. Jonathan Reed's going to do one in July, and I'm going to do another one in August. But what we do is you come and buy your tickets at the ticket booth, just like normal, and hop aboard the Queen, and then I talk. I schmooze. Yeah. I tell stories, and
you'll notice there's a lack of a look of shock on my face.
But and what's fun is that in my experience, the folks that are writing on the Queen add to the stories. Everybody knows something, you know? And so it becomes kind of a conversation, and it's a beautiful night, and we're on this wonderful boat on the waters, and we're seeing the sights.
On the waters where the original Queen sailed as well. Yes.
Exactly. And it helps us remember back to the days when steamboats ruled here. Because really, back in the early days, I would say 1885 or so, until 1920, 1925, steamboats were the main way to get around.
Oh,
in
they
the
were
lakes area.
transportation. They were not only transportation for people, for products, for the mail.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
For everything.
Yes.
Because, and folks don't understand this, there weren't good roads around the lakes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there were some roads. There were mud roads for sure.
Yeah.
But to get from point A to point B, the easiest way was usually the steamboats.
Sure.
And the steamboats would run on a schedule, just like a train or a subway or something like that. So you'd know, hey, at 2:05, if I'm here, the Queen will pick me up.
Right.
Or any one of the 22 different steamboats.
Yeah.
Did you know that? 22 different steamboats.
I knew it was around 20. You know, I mean, we got the Sioux City, and you know them better than I do, obviously.
I could not list them if I tried.
Yeah.
I just know that there were a plethora
Yes.
of steamboats.
You can just, that 3-syllable word, you're going to toss that baby out.
I have to once in a while.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the steamboats, the Queen, of course, is the most well-known.
Yeah.
She lasted the longest on the lakes. You may not be aware that the Queen was actually brought into service and built by the BCR and Burlington Cedar Rapids and Northern Railroad,
Right.
who also built the Orleans Hotel.
yes.
And the Queen started her days up on Spirit Lake.
On Big Spirit there.
She would take folks from the Orleans Hotel to Templar Park to Crandall's Lodge.
Yes.
And back. She had a route up there.
And you have shown me the picture of when they transversed the Queen from Big Spirit onto East Lake.
Yeah, and you know why that happened?
No.
It happened because in about 1900 there was a really severe drought in the area.
Okay.
And the level of the water went down by about 8 feet. Okay, now think Big Spirit Lake, think water down 8 feet. There wouldn't be much of a lake left,
No.
right? And so the Queen couldn't run. At the same time, the Orleans Hotel, this magnificent structure that was the shining light of the railroad, wasn't drawing in guests because people didn't want to come.
Well, sure.
Okay, so the railroad was having trouble. They were losing money. And so they tore down the Orleans Hotel. It had only been in operation about 16 years. And they sold the Queen. Now, so the Queen, we've got a photo here of the Queen going over the isthmus.
Yes.
It was in the wintertime, and it got stuck on the ice. Until the Henderson brothers came to the rescue and figured out a way to get the Queen out of the ice. And then they spent some time refurbishing the Queen, and then she started plying the waters of West Okoboji. What you might not know, and I can show you on this picture here, is that the original Queen did not have the second deck.
Right.
It was one story. It didn't have this roof. It didn't even have the pilot house.
Right.
The pilot sat down here.
Yeah. Do you know kind of when that, after it was on West, did they do that?
It was after it was on West.
Okay.
I can't tell you the year. I don't know that.
All right. But think of that, what had to seem like very adverse conditions. That, we can't have the Queen on Big Spirit anymore, and we're tearing down this hotel, and what's to become of her. Yeah. And the legend really grew.
Well, and just think about it. The mindset then was folks didn't have the Weather Channel
Right.
back in 1900, and they didn't have the decades of weather records that we have now. They thought that the lake was drying up forever.
That was the end of Big Spirit.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Can you
Now
imagine?
today we know better.
Yeah.
That it will
even
come
from
back.
last fall to now.
Exactly. We know the water
we know
comes
it was
back.
low, and now we know it's high. So
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah.
So the Queen was just one of many boats. The Queen, the reason that the Queen lasted so long on the lakes was because she had a steel hull. Most of the steamboats of the time had wooden hulls.
Sure.
And those had a shelf life, so to speak, of about 20 years.
Right.
And
Until
what
they either
happened-
rotted out or couldn't be repaired anymore.
And when they couldn't be repaired and when they rotted out, the parts and pieces were taken to build another one.
Okay.
And so The history of the steamboats on the lakes is kind of a history of one steamboat morphing into another one, which I think is really cool. I mean, recycling at its best.
Well, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Continuing, yes.
And these boats, they ranged in size from maybe a 30-passenger boat to, I think the Okoboji was like 350 people.
Oh, my. Okay.
It was another very popular boat.
Yeah. Big one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And
go ahead.
of course, you know that the reason that we had swing bridges was because of the steamboats.
Yeah.
There were 3 swing bridges in the area. There was one on Highway 9 on the east edge of Big Spirit Lake, or east edge of the town of Spirit Lake. And then there were 2 down in Okoboji, the Highway 71 bridge that we all love to get stuck on now, and also the railroad bridge that's right adjacent to it. That's the bike trail now. Those all had a swing mechanism in them, so that the steamboats could go through them.
Yeah, we could still use those swing bridges on some Sundays, Saturday and Sundays out
we
there.
Could. I have seen a boat or 2 get stuck under the
Not
bridge.
a good feeling.
Yeah, but I've learned recently that the Okoboji and the Queen were too big even for the swing bridges.
Oh.
So they pretty much stayed on West Lake.
Yeah.
That was news to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Always fun stuff, and you'll be talking about a lot of this tomorrow night on the Queen.
And who knows what else.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
who knows?
see what comes up.
Well, when you said how everyone's got a story, it makes me think of way back Wednesdays when you come up with a topic and everybody remembers something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you too, Jeff, that next week for Way Back Wednesday, we are doing another on the road excursion up to Templar Park.
Right.
And we'll be meeting John Smeltzer there at 10 o'clock, and he's going to be walking with us around the Templar Park grounds, and he's going to say, hey, the big building went from here to here to here to here, and here's where the pavilion was, and this was here, and this is where the golf course was, and I think
like
it's
you're
just gonna be
stepping right in
fabulous.
front of it and behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've been to the recreation area a lot. I love to eat lunch there.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But for me, it's hard for me to visualize this massive structure that I've seen in photographs, how it fit on that land.
Yes.
I don't quite, my brain can't quite
I'm the same
comprehend
way.
that.
I can't visualize that, to have someone saying, here's where this was, and it went to there. All of a sudden, those pictures go into place.
Right,
where things
right.
sat.
So everyone is welcome to come.
Okay.
If you want to come, just be at the Templar Park Recreation Area. We'll meet in the gazebo that's at the top of the hill.
Okay.
I mean, you can't miss it.
Yeah,
it's right
right.
off the parking lot. And everybody is welcome to come.
Okay, and that's 10 a.m. next Wednesday, a week from today.
Exactly.
Okay, and then tomorrow night on the Queen, too. What time?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m.
You'll want to
cruise.
get your tickets 6:30 or so.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Make sure you buy Mary a bottle of water so she can keep yakking. She doesn't need it. All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much, and good luck tomorrow. I know you'll have fun, and I know everybody on the cruise will have fun, too.
It'll be great fun. I'm so looking forward to it.
Very good.
Okay.
All right. Mary Dreyer again here with us from the Dickens County Museum. History comes alive here, and tomorrow night on the Queen, too, and next week at Templar Park. Yes, indeed, we want to thank Mary for her time. As always, we thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast.
Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you in part by West Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services. Advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. The headquarters of the University of Okoboji is at the Three Sons, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday from 10 to 4. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.